We are here on Arabia with Jibatong, playing in blue as the Hindustanis. We've seen some pretty crazy shit by him with this Civ recently, so let's see if he goes for it again. He goes for like crazy forward strats and then puts castles everywhere. It was just mental, that game. It will go up on my YouTube channel next week, but it was really fantastic. Derp in orange playing as the Lithuanians, who, yeah, might not have the best answers to the Hindustanis. Lithuanians, obviously, the kind of premier cavalry civ in the game, or one of the premier cavalry civs, I should say. But Hindustanis, best camels in the game. Lithuanians also getting very good trash with the faster moving skirms and spear line, which are pretty much, yeah, I won't say fully upgraded. The infantry line is missing the last armor and attack upgrade, but still decent. Definitely still decent, but Hindustanis have the Gulam. It doesn't feel good for the Lithuanians here, but you never know. Two very good players. Derp obviously more of a closed map player, but I think he's the one who said he's going to just play more Arabia now and just become a beast. Let's see if it's true. See if it happens. That'll be interesting anyway, hopefully. If yesterday's games were anything to go by, then this will be decent. Okie dokie. All right. Jibatong bringing in his boar. Very clean play by both players. No idle TC time, as you'd expect. Talk about the maps. Jibatong with not the fantastic one. Forward gold, forward berries. There's nasty hills around here as well. So yeah, he just has terrible luck with maps, which forces him to be really aggressive, as he loses some HP on his scout while scouting around here. So yeah, maybe he's going to be aggressive here against the Lithuanian player who has a better map. Back wood line, back berries, back gold. Another nice wood line at the back here. And the rest of the res isn't terrible. One very forward gold, but this one's kind of secure. Like a TC over here later, maybe. Could be nice. And might even wall himself off a little corner of the map here. Whereas Jibatong has some safe gold and stone at the back actually as well. So not the worst map ever, but early game might want to be more aggressive. Just saw Mono's song wins. Okay, fair enough. You think of Draken? Yeah, Aoe Rooster, I need you in the chat at all times just to correct all the wrong things that I say. It's Draken, who is stopping an arena clown, and he's going to focus on arena, apparently. Okay, that's good to know. I really appreciate that. Honestly. I say a lot of shit. Like, was it this person or that person? And then it's just like, it was this person. Oh, no. Thank you. Okie dokie. So it's going to be 20 pop up for the Hindustanis. Lithuanian player is already clicked up. It's a bit easier for the Lithuanians to do that because they start with some extra food. And yeah, it's likely to be scouts from both players. Judging by the res they're going with. No gold anywhere, so no archers, no men-at-arms. And yeah, we see the barracks coming up now for Jibatong. Barracks already on the way for Derp, but it's a bit slow. You want your barracks to be already up by the time you're in feudal, and this one might be slightly late, so won't get the scouts out as fast as maybe he would like, but still gonna be pretty much fine. But good timing here from the Hindustani player. All right. All right. So Derp arrives, and now two villagers to make the stable. Gonna be scouts versus scouts here, and Jibatong won't be too far behind. Coming out with these two villagers, and yeah, could be just slightly delayed with getting the scouts out. Derp about to be housed, is he? No, he's not at all. I don't know why he queued this villager over here to build this house when he was making the stable. Anyway, Hindustani player getting double bit axe now, and no horse collar yet. Typically, you see players go for both of these upgrades straight off the bat. There we go. Okay, both players getting double bit axe and horse collar. All right. What axes are they actually using? They're using single bit axes. Maybe a future version of the game will actually update the axes. Probably not. That would probably be a game-breaking adjustment. All right. Is that what it's called? A bit? Bladed? I don't know. I don't know anything about axes. Okay, here we go. Hindustani player coming forward with scouts. Scouts for Derp, just defensive, okay. Honestly, would have preferred this to be a bit more aggressive. Like, why would you be the one who's up a bit earlier and then not be the one who's being aggressive? Not be the aggressive one. what I mean to say. As yeah, now he sees the scouts coming for his opponent and will have to be defensive. And there's some exposed villagers down here, but Jibatong not going to go for it, just going to gather up his scouts. Derp might take a better trade here. Spears being added by both players. 3 for the Hindustani player. Derp with 1 on the way. And yeah. Spears being used defensively here on the exposed resources. And 1 being brought forward. So yeah, just good play by both players. As they both try to wall up. And try not to take too much damage before getting into Castle Age. Okie dokie. Okay. Yeah, the Hindustani player I think can afford to be the defensive one here. I think they just shine much better later on in the game. They're almost a counter to the Lithuanians. I honestly can't really think of a single thing the Lithuanians can do that the Hindustanis don't hard counter. But yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, villager gets some nice walls here. Very tasty. And scouts will have to run away. It doesn't look like either player is going to get any damage. So now it's going to be about who's going to commit as much to Feudal Age while trying to get up to the Castle Age. When your opponent's fully walled, I guess you just stop making scouts and make sure that you're fully walled and try to get up to the next age. So yeah, players who just basically cut production of everything except villagers now. Okay. Could be he just doesn't feel comfortable being in a multitasking fight with both players running scouts into each other's base if he's a closed map player. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. So he keeps the scouts home until he's walled. Makes sense. Definitely a safer way to play. Less risk, right? So you can't really fault him for that. I didn't think about that. It makes complete sense. Derp used to playing behind stone walls, basically. So not used to the early game shenanigans with scouts and all that stuff. So just playing the game his way. Not taking any damage, not doing any damage either. So harm, no foul. But yeah, that makes complete sense. That makes complete sense. Okie dokie. Yeah, so he will just scout the walls here. And yeah, we'll see the scouting for him now. See if he goes looking for the relics, kind of arena style. The relics are going to become quite important here because the Lithuanians get that bonus with their heavy cavalry, right? Each relic they get gives them +1 attack. And the Hindustani player will be very aware of this, so players will be looking to keep their scouts alive to find all the relics as soon as possible, and then battle with the monks to try and get them out. So yeah, could be interesting in the early game. Could be very interesting. Or in early Castle Age, I should say, not the early game. Okay, bears chasing spears, chasing spears. Over here, scouts from Derp has found 2 relics. But on Arabia, they recently changed a few months ago. I think Good Guy was saying, I think I asked the question in chat before. But they changed where the relics are, and basically the relics are much more consistent on Arabia now. You have 1 in the middle and 2 either side of each opponent of each of the players' bases. So even if you don't find exactly where they are, you have a good idea. So you don't, maybe scouting isn't as important for the relics as it used to be. Okay, as the scouts make it through the palisade over here, spears run into range of the town center. Okay, we're seeing a market coming up for the Hindustani player as he's moving heavily onto stone, which makes us think castle and Gulam. Yeah, could be interesting. What is the Lithuanian player going for? Probably we want to see a second stable and a monastery once he hits Castle Age, but nothing so far. Scout still being active for Derp. Okay, avoids the spears. Okay, so pretty similar scouting for both players. No one really too focused on like guarding the relics or anything like that yet. And they're going to arrive in Castle Age at pretty much the same time. Derp slightly earlier. Bloodlines and gold mining coming in for the Hindustani player. So yeah, probably feels that it's going to become about cavalry at some stage. But Derp not making that transition yet. Not getting bloodlines, not getting any armor. And floating a lot of res, floating lots of food. It's kind of strange that he's not spending that already. It's a lot to float when you could be getting bloodlines, but maybe he has some other plan. Maybe going to drop a TC out here on the gold or on the wood. Yeah. But still, so much food. He's just adding knights now. Here comes monastery. Still floating all that food. Kind of crazy. Hindustani player is up now, and he is going to add a monastery straight away. As now the scouts are a bit split up. Probably just going to go guard those relics. Yeah. Patrolling around here, guarding with the scouts, searching for the relic over here. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so the Lithuanian player will get the second TC up first, and here comes that castle from Jibatong. Okay, very defensive here. Really nice castle, actually, on a hill in front of the base, in front of the gold. Protecting everything here. Still heavy on stone at the back, so maybe we'll think about a forward castle at some stage. We did that a lot yesterday. As we see the first monks out on the field. We'll start going to try and pick up those relics. Okie dokie. Pikeman upgrade for the Lithuanians as well. Right. Okay, so pike mixed with knight will beat camels. But if golems are mixed in there, it can be tough. But if it's going to be golem camel, that's a very gold heavy composition for the Hindustani. So can make the ecos suffer a bit, as we see the second TC and the third TC. Second TC for Jibatong, third TC for Derp. Derp getting it down here on the wood. And yeah, no villager difference at the moment. Idle TC time pretty similar for both players. Derp won't have enough farming eco to keep his TCs running and the stables running. So yeah, he did dump a lot of res early into upgrades. As Pikeman is now getting light cav, so really wants to get these relics in. And yeah, let's see. Okay, there's golems out now. Monks are coming out. Ooh. As both camels die or are deleted. Yeah, and the golem are just going to counter the pikes really strongly here. And golems don't perform fantastically against knights, but they are cheaper. And they counter pretty much everything else, it seems. As we see a third TC for the Hindustani player coming outside the walls on the wood. Okay. Not putting anything on gold yet, which is interesting. But neither player is. They're all just heavy on wood. Okie dokie. Monks trying to get conversions on the light cav, but light cav just counter monks so hard. They resist conversion. They also just two-shot monks. Unless the monks have upgrades. And yeah, what's the relic situation now? I think the monk picked up this relic and managed to carry it a bit closer to the base, but no one has any relics yet. Over here, one monk coming in for derp with the relic, so that's nice. But I like that he is upgrading pikes before committing to knights. Landan, hello, by the way. Yeah, it's a pretty decent idea. Like, he knows that he can't just open knights, right? Because Hindustanis just go camels, so it makes sense. Okay. Golems need to be careful here. And this is better from Derp. I think he's showing some of his arena prowess here. With his ability to safely take in the relics and guard everything. He has two already. He's going to get a third now. And the Lithuanian bonus goes up to a maximum of 4. So one more relic and he's getting the maximum bonus. As a 4th TC is added for Jibatong inside his base. So yeah, going to be very crowded in here. Might have liked him to expand out to a different resource. He's really just on the wood. And obviously move out to the gold here, but still a safe TC on gold might become important later on. Let's see if Derp goes and tries to snag one of the relics on either side. He knows that his opponent hasn't gotten this one. And what about this one? He knows it's there. He knows it's still there. But yeah, let's see. Knight plus Pike also seems like a decent comp versus Hindustanis if they don't go for CA. Yeah. The Golem play is a bit puzzling. Yeah, to open blind with it is a bit strange. Maybe, like, he's thinking, oh, he's just going to open Pike, so I'll open Golem. But yeah, now that you mentioned Cav Archer, it makes a lot of sense, Cav Archer. Okay, some light Cav go down here, but camels are coming over, monks are coming over. Nice conversion there, that was very fast. And now this knight just going to try and snipe the monk. Monk survives. Oh, that was very close. That was very close. 2 HP left on that monk. And he will get one relic and is now guarding this one with pikes. Okay, but here come the Lithuanians with lots of monks, pikes protecting the monks, and cavalry on the front. So yeah, this can get hairy pretty quickly for the Hindustani player. Does have a better boom going. 75 bills versus 70 now. That should increase as he is keeping his PCs working. Doesn't want to run under the castle. And yeah, a monk is just gonna come in and nab this one. Okay. Okay, so what does Derp do now? Now that he sees that he can't really push this, I guess he just goes home or tries to find another area to pressure. But Jibatong pretty much has everything locked down. It's going to be very difficult to push past all of these TCs. I guess he's just trying to get some conversions on the front, just be present, but tough. As the monk has this relic now for the Hindustani player, but not bringing it in yet. And yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, this game, the way it's shaping out. But yeah, now that we see it, Knight Pike seems like the ideal combination. But definitely counterable. Now it looks like the Hindustani player is trying to get into that Camel Gulam comp, which is obviously very expensive. But yeah, now getting the upgrades. Those two coming in for the Knights. We'll look to raid, but yeah, these TCs are so close to each other that raiding is going to be kind of hard. Hey. As the monks convert some villagers, gonna try to convert these camels now. We see the monk micro from Derp. Okay. +2 armor now coming, or +2 attack coming in, so this will be good for the camels and for the Gulam. Where are the Gulam? Back here, okay. As Derp has walled up his base very nicely, even some stone walls here, just really wants to make it Gulam proof for now. And yeah, there's plenty of res here anyway. I think he has all the golds. No, this gold is not safe. Would love a castle up on the front, as we're seeing some engagements here. Gulam running into the back, gonna try and snipe something, but they're running past the knights. And this is sketchy as hell. Gonna try and snipe the monks, I think, but there's so many monks here. Healing, converting. This is a better fight for Derp for sure. Monks definitely swinging it. But the monks are gonna go down. And the Hindustanis will be able to replace their units much easier here. Just flooding in some camels. And yeah, after a good initial fight by Derp, I think he now should just run away. Oh, he's going to continue to fight here. Still raiding. Okay. Yeah, so fantastic for Derp. And he's on his way up to Imp now. And we're seeing dueling doubt castles again. This is Jibatong's, like, trademark. It's like just random forward castles out of nowhere, and there's a knight following the vills. There's a castle already going up here, so there's nothing he can do. He's going to add a stable. He has managed to clear this. He's only 2 villagers behind, so after all that pressure from Derp, he only got 5 villager kills total. Might kill a few more over here before it's done, but absolute mayhem here as this castle will go up. Yeah. Jibatong needs to delete his castle foundation and build it somewhere else. It's madness that he's even going for this, because he's not close to Imp, and Derp will just treb it down. You see the castle now. He's going to go castle on this hill. You're not... Like, it doesn't make any sense. He doesn't know that his opponent is an Imp, or going up to Imp, and probably assumes that he's not, because he invested in a big army with lots of upgrades, right? There was pikes, there was knights, there was lots of monks, so he's saying he can't have the res to click up. But he did. So yeah, interesting. But yeah, that's a Jibatong castle. Just forward castles out of nowhere, and he's gonna see his opponents in Imp now and be like, shit, I'm gonna lose my castle. He's doing the right thing, like in his head, because he's getting the castle up early, or sorry, getting the castle up, and now he's gonna click up to Imp, but the timing will be bad, and this castle will go down. It doesn't mean that the game is over by any means, but he's just handing initiative to his opponent, really, by doing this. Yeah. Okay. I don't think he should GG, and I don't think he will GG when he sees his opponent in Imp, but he'll know that this area is lost. And gonna see Halberdier, I guess, from Derp once he arrives. Okay, yeah, Halberdier upgrade on the way. More camels being added though for blue. He's gonna try and break in here. Monks behind this gonna maybe try and convert the villagers, or at least heal the camels. Okay. Here come the pikes. They're going to have +2 armor with Halberdier on the way, which will just ruin any camel with any upgrades. So it's tough. I think Jibatong needs to switch into Ghoulam. Yeah, it needs to be Ghoulam Camel. Oh yeah, don't engage against the pikes. Oh, now Halberdier is just like, no, you need to run away. You need to run away. With this amount of knights, maybe, but camels, no chance. Can't do that. Can't take that fight. Okay, but this castle will buy Jibatong time. This army of Halbs won't immediately just fall on, with Trebs backing it up, fall on his base. But yeah, doesn't feel good. He's also being raided by camels and knights on this gold. And again, said it at the start, like getting TCs on your exposed resources feel better than just stacking them inside your TC. It does help with defending raids, but still, he would love to have a TC there, I bet. And out here, now this stone is exposed. Doesn't quite have enough for a castle, and maybe he's wishing he just dropped a defensive castle. Another one, like just a castle here to defend the gold, wood, and stone. He's going for a castle here, which is fine as well. Protect this gold. But still, already lost some units. Okay, forward castle going down, getting Grand Trunk Road. So extra gold income? I believe. I need to check it. Rooster will tell me, of course. All gold income 10% faster. That's it. Okay. So he wants that gold. He's going for Elite Ghoulam. He's going for Ghoulam Camel comp. So double gold. And yeah, besides Cav Archer, it seems like the best thing he can do. As the Trebs finish with this castle and will now roll forward. Has he done enough though? Has he done enough here? He needs to just try and take decent trades with the Ghoulam. Elite upgrade is in for these guys, which makes them incredibly strong. Still not fantastic against Cavalier, which are going to be doing 12 plus 5 attack. Pretty tasty. Something gets converted somewhere. Is it another camel? Looks like. Okay. Has heavy camels coming in and the last attack upgrade. Okay. So things are about to get interesting. Where did those Ghoulam go? Did they all just die here, or he brought them back? Okay. Interesting times. Interesting times. Hey, Ghoulam not taking fantastic trades here. The attack on these Cavalier is just insane. Just insane. And beautiful eco by Derp. 44 farms, 36 on gold. He can spam Cavalier for a while. And yeah, doesn't feel good. Grand Trunk Road. He cancelled it and then got it again. Okay. Or did the castle go down? He was getting it from his forward castle. What? Okay. Was he? It doesn't make any sense. Alright, Ghoulam need to engage against the Halberdier, and the camels need to engage against the Cavalier. Okay. Oh yeah, but this is fine for Derp as long as they're like, yeah, as long as the pikes are in front, he doesn't care too much. Takes a good engagement there. He's off the hill now. Okay, now the Ghoulam are in front, getting good pass-through damage, so they should shred everything. Camels engaging against the Cavalier. This is an interesting fight. But the Ghoulam not doing as well as maybe you'd think. Maybe just not enough numbers, and there's a few Cavalier mixed in there as well, and it feels bad here. And so that's a good engagement for Derp, I think. Yeah, for sure. Like, he's killed so many gold units there. Hindustani player still with plenty of gold income, but he loses this castle on the front. And yeah, pretty perfect there. But I think that was maybe the best engagement that the Hindustani player could have taken there, right? It looked like it was Ghoulam on Halberdier and Camel on Cavalier, but still wasn't enough. I guess the numbers kind of came into it. And yeah, Derp knows, as an arena player, he was just going to do a very slow, controlled push here. Always backing up his Trebs with army, raiding a bit. He's also got Winged Hussar. But he didn't have +2 Ghoulams for that fight. Yeah, that sucks. Hal plus Cavalier will always beat Ghoulam and Camel. Yeah. I don't know. Depends. Depends on the Cavalier. These are very good ones. Are these the best Cavalier in the game? 12 plus 5? I guess so. Okay, Derp doing a good job here, expanding his eco. He now has Winged Hussar and going for Paladin. So these will be the best Paladin in the game. Da-da-da-da. Bulgarian Cavalier also good, but Lith probably better. Yeah. And Sicilians also. Da-da-da. Okay. defensive castle coming up for Jibatong, and yeah, feels bad. I don't think he can really come back from this situation, especially with Winged Hussar on the way. Just such an annoying raiding unit, and he's going to get a castle up here. Yeah, just choking his opponent here. More stables on the side. Yeah, just doing all the basics here. It's easy to like do all the basics and do smart decisions when you're completely in control and not panicking. He might now even try and nab some of these relics. Oh, he only got 3, right? So it could be 12 plus 6 Cavalier. So yeah, but still the strongest in the game, even with 3 relics. Strongest paladin, at least. And yeah, once Paladin comes in, it should just be over. Now there's, yeah, the upgrades weren't there from the Hindustani player, right? Malian Cavalier actually hit harder than Lithuanian Cavalier now that Lithu don't get Blast Furnace. Okay, okay. Have to do a comparison. But yeah. I think the upgrades missing during that fight really hurt Blue. As yet, Derp continues to be patient, now has Paladin. Still is being patient, he's not just YOLOing them into the base. Yeah, this is a beastie unit. Could even add some Latus if he wanted, just for style points. But yeah, Latus not so important here. Okay. Good patience by Orange. Good positioning. Yeah. Now we can just take this fight. Camo's gonna run around and try and snipe the Trebs. He needs to be aware of this. This will just slow down the fight completely. Nice walls. Nice walls there by Derp. Yeah, very stylish. He gets the style points. And that's it. Yeah, that was a cool game. Really thought the Hindustanis were just gonna take it, but Derp got into a very good comp. Just played better. Just outplayed his opponent. Jibatong went for that forward castle, which may, I mean, because we can see everything, it made no sense in his head, like where he's like, my opponent just lost his whole army in a big fight. I know that he has more upgrades and more units than me, so maybe he's not up to imp and I can drop this castle and it'll be a good thing. He couldn't see what we saw, so I think his read of the game was okay, but yeah, tough.